All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Flax Fishing Adventures. Up pretty early this morning. First time I'm going to see the sunrise on the ocean in a long time. Going to go outside and chase a few snapper and some squid early on. And then we're going to come back up the river. The wind's going to get up pretty early. A few birds working at the moment. Everything's out and about. Day of the new moon. Let's get into it. People, bit of a hike this morning up to our spot. Probably taking us about half an hour to get here. This is going to be our first spot for the morning and we're going to work our way back down that cliff section. Northerly's going to come up today, reasonably strong. It's going to hit about 10:30 or so. So about 6:30 now. I'm just going to flick some plastics in close for snappers. Just going to work the back of this little reef section. See if I can't, you can see the reef that we're going to be fishing. Big flat rocks, plenty of cracks in them, real solid bottom. Just going to drive up here a little bit, probably get to about 30 foot, or 10 metres or so, then start flicking some plastics around. There's been 3 or 4 flying fish on the way up here this morning, so really good sign of clear warm water. It's the new moon tonight and it's a super new moon, so the moon's really close to Earth at the moment, should really get those fish to fire up for us. I'm expecting today to be a pretty good day's fishing, so let's get into it. It's not what I would normally use for snappers, but I've got that set up at the moment, so I'm just going to throw the little prawny out. So I've just lobbed him out just while I set up my other rod, so I'm a bit unorganised this morning. I might be early, but I haven't got anything ready. All right, guys, we've got our first fish on almost straight away. Not sure what this is going to be. There's heaps of bait around. Sergeant Baker. Little Sergeant Baker on the prawn. Nothing special. Now what I'm after is some crazy legs. Got a 1/4 ounce in a 3/0. Alright, so I thought I'd just have a quick go and see what these bait fish are that are hanging around. So I've just thrown the little metal sluggo out there. I think they're going to be slimies. So I'm just going to grab a couple for some bait while I can. Oh, this guy's going to try and swim into my other line. Oh no, there might be... What is he? They're rat kings. They're rat kingfish. There he is there. Little rat kingy. Nowhere near legal. I'll send him on his way. So I just threw that out there for them. Fast retrieve. Straight away they've smashed it. I'll just catch one more for you. I'm going to change that to a soft bait. So just do my cast out. It's the same for big kingfish too, man. They love little metal slugs. let it sink down a bit. Then to start a fast retrieve. There we go, we're on straight away. The sun's just starting to come up over the horizon. This might be a little bit better one than that last one. Don't want to go too hard, I've only got a pretty light treble on the back there. Don't know if he reefed me or I think he has. Only fishing a pretty light leader on here, so there goes that metal lure spewing. You can see the kingfish there, they're just stacked up hardcore at the moment. Heaps of them everywhere. All right, let's get another jig head on here and a soft bait. Might have to crank the drag up a little bit more to stop those fish if I get a big snapper. I'll usually run 20-pound leader. I think I've only got 12 at the moment, so we'll see how we go with our snapper fishing. Just going to throw one of these big prawns on to start with until I find some crazy legs. There he is there. I'll give him a go. I have a feeling this is going to get smoked. I'm just going to crank that up a bit. I'm going to run this drag pretty much as tight as I'm game to run it with that 12-pound because I don't want to get reefed all day. Those kingfish are still just hanging around the boat. Heap of sweep and stuff here as well. Bait galore. Let's fucking smash some fish. You? Do a gulp. Crazy legs in a jerk shad. Pink shine. Nothing seemed to be all too keen on that prawn, so I had 3 or 4 casts with that. No hookups, a few little taps, but nothing major. Let's see what happens with the crazy legs. We might duck in back closer to the cliff line here in a minute. Let's just have a go. There's bait everywhere here and there's so many kingfish here. There's going to be some snappers around with the kingfish for sure. It's just a matter of doing a little bit of exploring until we find what we're after. Oh, we got something. Not sure if this is going to be a snapper. Ah, dirty old pike. He's a big pike, but not really what we want. Big old dirty stinky pike. Oh. Lure's still good to go. Get him out for another go. All right, got another one. This feels like a pretty solid sort of a fish, this one. This is a pretty solid fish. Not too sure what it is. Oh, don't know. Ah! I knew that was going to happen then. Did he reef me or he just popped the hook, I think? Just popped the hook. Bugger. That was a lot better fish. All right, let's cast out again. Don't know whether that was a decent kingfish or a snapper. Look, there's some better marks. Look at those marks there. They're pretty solid kingies, I think. Hopefully you can see them with the camera. Just swapping over to a tiger lime in a minnow. I just feel like the predators today are eating little tiny bait fish in the water, so that 4-inch plastic might do a bit better than the 5-inch one. So we'll just see how we go. Also mixing the colour up, of course. Just got a squid jig out on this other side, flicking for squids. Alright guys, quick change of plan. I've caught a couple of live baits. I'm just coming close. I'm going to go squidding. Just going to throw some squid jigs around, but I'm going to put a live bait out while I'm sitting here doing that. So I'll get the livey rigged up and send him out. So I'm just sending I got a slimy and a yakka. I'm just sending the slimy out because they're a bit harder to keep alive. Alright guys, so I've got a lot better one now. This is the one I've been waiting for. Gotta get my net out from everything, underneath everything. Oh. Hopefully there's a couple of squid come up with this guy. Pretty weighty sort of a fish. Just remember, it's never a race when you're catching fish. Just always be gentle. Slow and steady always wins the race. Oh, I've got myself right in the firing line here for a squidding. Ah, got him. There he is there, guys. Yep, stoked. Wanted a few squid, got one. I'll put him out of his So I've just started trolling a little lure around. Plenty of bait fish and stuff here. I have a feeling it could be a little bonito or a big slimy. A little bonito. I'm going to keep him for a bit of fresh brim bait up the river. There he is there, little Bonnie. So I was just doing 1100 RPM for a while and then I bumped it up to 1300. 1400 and got a hook up pretty much straight away. Oh, just had another little hit. Oh, we're on again. Another little bonnie. Gonna keep them for live bait. Have a go for some big dewies up the river in a little while, in a few hours. All right guys, so I'm just gonna start punching it back. The wind's gonna get up pretty strong this morning. It's just started to puff. It's probably only about 4 or 5 knots at the moment, 10, 12 Ks maybe. But it won't be cake much and there'll be white cap. So I'm gonna get back into the river and I'll go see you when I'll see you when I get back there. So this is just another spot that I seen a heap of fish at this morning. There was a heap of rat kingies here when I come past heading to my other spot. So thought I'd just come back through here and have a bit of a troll. Hasn't taken too long and I've been hit. Still using that little bright lure with the pink head. It's a no brand lure, it's just a little cheap one that I bought online. Not too sure what this is going to be. Might be another little bonito. Yeah, and it is. Very similar size to the other ones. I'll let that one go. We'll keep on trolling towards the river. So I'm just trolling my lures through these feeding fish on the surface. It shouldn't take too long for a hookup, I wouldn't imagine. We're on to another one. They're all about that same size. There's no real bigger ones amongst them, unfortunately. Oh, just got him underneath the gills. Another little bonnie. And we'll send this guy on his way. Let's go see what else we can find, hey? Might just drive a little bit quicker, start heading towards the... Oh, we're not too far from the river mouth here. We're probably only 1.5 Ks, 2 Ks away from getting out of the nor'easter, so probably got plenty of time to fluff around for a bit. I'll just keep on trolling this lure. Just around this point here in front of us, really protected from that northerly and nor'easter that's blowing, so just going to duck around in there, see if there's any squid up in there hiding. Fingers crossed for a couple more. I'm mapping ground at the same time, so I sort of don't really mind trolling lures around. Got a few fish for a feed. I got that bonito and squid, so not too concerned. I don't need a lot of fish, so wouldn't mind getting a few better ones for the camera, but we'll see how we go. I'd definitely like a few more squid. I'll keep a few more squid if I can get my hands on a couple more of them. You can see why I love where I live. It really is just a cracking little section of coastline. Around every little corner there's good spots for diving, soft baiting for snapper, king fishing. Just come in here, going to try and target some squid in here today. The water looks pretty clean and calm. As I said, it's sheltered from the northerly. I'm just sort of wondering where to start my drift from. It's pretty much west in here, the wind, right up into the shallows. Well, we've had a little quick go along the cliffs and haven't had much luck, so just going to head back in towards the river now. Wind's starting to get up a bit more. Looks fishy as. I'm not having much luck in close today. Hey, I haven't hooked a single snapper on the plastics. Pretty much given up on chasing snapper with plastics. There's big schools of tailor. Just here, just sitting off the back of this drop-off. Here's the drop-off. All the tailor just sitting here smashing bait. Just going to troll through there. Some pretty good sized tailor there. Yeah, see how we go. I'm just getting a little bit, about 1400 RPM seems to be nice for this lure. Seems that's the bonito seem to be hitting at about that speed. So 1400, 1500. Oop, there we go. We just had a little tap, I think. Oh, and we're on. There you go, guys. That's how simple it is. We found that school of fish. There's plenty of them. They're actively feeding on little tiny bait fish. Little mixed bag for dinner this week. Have a few tailor, a bit of bonito. Oh, they're big slimies. This is a big slimy anyway. Might even have some smoked slimy mackerel. Look at the size of that guy. A few more of them would be all right. Whoa. There's the lure I'm using. As I said, unbranded, just a little online, cheap. I think they're only like $4 each. Does the damage again. No one really looks at these fish as actual eatable fish, but these things smoked up are pretty tasty. Good size one. We're going to bleed him and put him on ice. So you can see we're just coming up to our mark. Just here. That's the drop off. We'll just go along the back edge of this little reef. Here's the fish again on the surface. Still actively feeding. No takers that time. We'll come around on them again. They do look like they're feeding on quite small bait. That little lure that I lost earlier on today probably would have been the perfect size. But I reckon they'll take this little trolling hard body, so. Alright. I was beginning to think maybe we wouldn't get one, but we're on. Let's have a bit of a sticky beak and see what these fish actually are. See if my hunch of tailor is correct. They kind of look like tailor. Just doing a bit of rod weaving at the moment. Oh, they might all be slimies. Another big slimy. Oh, he's almost off, so I'll just lift him in the boat. Oh, there's a bonito. A few bonito in that school as well, by the looks of it. A few fish around. There we go, I knew I seen some tailor in there. Not a bad little tailor. Might just, we'll smoke him up too. We might as well do a few species smoked up. We've trolled up another fish. Looks like it might be another, tailor. He's just spat the lure. I haven't moved too far since I first found this school of fish. Nice sheltered little spot they're hanging out in. Good little mixed bag of slimy mackerel, bonito and tailor. There is a few bigger tailor amongst them, so I'm hoping I can pick off a couple of them. We got another one. Oh, there's going to be another tailor looking at it jumping. Hopefully he's a decent sized one. And I can keep him on. It doesn't look like a big one. Bugger. There you go. We probably would have let that one go anyway. Oh, well, let's go up the river and see if we can find some flathead, hey? All right, guys, second part of the day now. Just going to finish the day off up the river. Wind's come up. Got plenty of fish out there. Slimy mackerel, bonito, some tailor. Oh, I've dropped a little fish. Couple of squid. All right, so I've cast up there and, must be tailor sitting up there. So I picked up a little brim on the bonito. Didn't take too long at all. Might go and pump some nippers now that tide's a little bit lower.